These hilarious corgis will make your day 10 times better. Corgis are the best for a variety of reasons. Stubby little legs, unbelievable round bodies that are too big for aforementioned legs, and a look of constant amusement. You're probably here because you've ended up in the corgi-dominated sector of the interwebs, and you need more corgi pictures to swoon over. Well, here you go. We're sure you'll relate to number 3 the most. Oh, hello there. This is Cooper the corgi, and according to his owner, he just heard you open that bag of Doritos. Of course, you're not going to let Cooper have a Dorito, but his adorableness and begging might just be enough for you to get up and get him his very own treat. Next time you want to eat your snacks in peace, good luck. 95% of the time, dogs will perk up at the sound of your feet just walking into the kitchen. This corgi just saw Billy's grades and would like to have a word with him. It would be an understatement to say that this corgi is disappointed in Billy's report card, but what's worse is that Billy's dog walking responsibilities have taken a back seat to whatever he chooses to occupy his time with. If it's not school that's keeping you too busy to care for this dog, then what could it possibly be, Billy? You know that moment when you're just so overwhelmed with life that there's nothing you can do but embrace the chaos happening around you? We've all been there, and this corgi knows the feeling all too well. Sure, his head is being consumed by of his own kind, but this corgi has decided that this is his fate in life. At least he's lived his life as a doggo to the fullest, and that's probably the most he could ask for. Have you ever been avoiding someone for whatever reason, but there's that one day you slip up and accidentally catch their attention? You know they've been wanting to speak to you too, since their face instantly lights up the moment you lock eyes. You have two options at that point. You can either suck it up or run away. It looks like this corgi went with option number 2, and it's proving to be quite unsuccessful. This corgi knows a thing or two about rest and relaxation. Nothing is better than chilling on the couch on a lazy Sunday afternoon, enjoying your favorite snacks and your favorite reality television show to go with it. If we had to guess, we'd say that this pup is a fan of house hunters, and luckily, there's a marathon going on that will take up his whole afternoon. So don't expect this guy to go out and play fetch with you today. One corgi owner shared a picture of his corgi named Edison, saying, "Went to a corgi meetup this weekend. The other corgis are all looking at the ball. My dog, on the other hand, is derping really hard." When you look closely at this picture, it's not hard to point out which one's Edison. The poor guy had a little moment and may have embarrassed himself in front of the other corgi owners, but at least he was being himself. It's been a rough 4 years for this doggo who's finally reached the light at the end of the academic tunnel. There were certainly times that he wanted to call it quits and return to the doghouse, especially his 3rd year when he had to retake organic chemistry for the 4th time. But this corgi stuck with it and proved that perseverance is the key to success. You can't make fun of him the next time he's being a derp, because now he has a degree in astrophysics. This is Boba the corgi, dubbed Thorgy by her owner. Thorgy, daughter of all treat givers, goddess of the dog park benches, destroyer of squeaky toys, is the most powerful corgi melon superhero on the block. A corgi melon is the defender of all things doggo and is trained with the likes of He-Man and his fellow masters of the universe. By watching the cartoon, of course. A corgi melon doesn't receive their helmet until they've harnessed the power of the almighty watermelon, which is safe for dogs as long as they don't eat the seeds or the rind. Cotton the corgi doesn't just like pizza, he loves pizza. Just look at the crazed look on his face. Pizza's a serious business for Cotton. First time he sunk his teeth into a dog-friendly slice of deliciousness, his soul literally transcended into heaven. Now Cotton tries to achieve that same sense of euphoria every chance he gets. Pizza might not be the only thing that makes Cotton's tail wag, but it is certainly the most gratifying. Forrest the corgi may have found himself stuck in the couch, but his predicament is actually relatable to a lot of situations. We're sure that you may have felt similar to how Forrest looks in this picture when you're stuck in a tough situation and you're not quite sure what to do about it. Forrest's couch face is how we feel on most of our days, and we're pretty sure that we deal with our tribulations exactly the way that Forrest dealt with this one. This is Oliver the corgi, whose owner shared this pic of him dressed up as the main character from the hit show Dexter. Dexter Morgan is known as a very thorough serial killer who doesn't leave a trace. Oliver promptly utilizes the same tactics whenever he brings an unfortunate critter from outside, but here he is, practicing on one of his toys who unfortunately didn't get to see the light of day. One Reddit user shared a photo of their corgi Oreo saying, "He didn't get any of our food and he's being really dramatic about it." Granted, even the simplest of doggos can be quite the drama queen sometimes. While it's all a part of the training process, Oreo and his compadres might not understand that. In the meantime, they're gonna act like big babies every time they see you eating, but they don't see you sharing. Nothing says regret better than the look on this corgi's face. He didn't think anything of it when his owner called him over because it was time to go home. He probably didn't even notice the stream in his excitement, but once all four paws were in the icy water, he knew he'd made a mistake. It must have been hilarious to see him waddle out of there as fast as he could, especially since his tiny legs would have made it all the more difficult. Something appears amiss in this photo. Is that a loaf of bread in the middle? Nope, it's actually a corgi who's apparently forgotten how to doggo. This corgi somehow ended up on his back, and we wouldn't be surprised if he couldn't get himself back up. And look at his corgi brethren there to the left. This guy apparently doesn't care that his friend is down. Don't even get us started on this other doggo. Who couldn't give two barks about a bunch of corgis? Otis the corgi is incredibly disturbed by this gravity-defying sheep. Otis is not keen on the supernatural, so this occurrence is actually quite terrifying for him. After all, where did the sheep even come from? It seems to have appeared out of nowhere. If anything, it's just there to scare the living daylights out of Otis, who probably ran far, far away right after this photo was taken. His innocent soul can't handle these kinds of spooks. Poppy the corgi sure is enjoying every last ounce of her puppuccino from Starbucks. For those who don't already know by now, faithful Starbucks lovers can get their four-legged companions a tasty treat too. The puppuccino is just a small cup of whipped cream for your dog to enjoy occasionally. Just don't let them get used to it. Not only does dairy not sit well with a lot of dogs, too much consumption of Starbucks might make them a little pretentious. This corgi will do anything to get your attention, and maybe an extra treat here and there. Look at the way this corgi embodies a sturdy side table, acting as the perfect surface for this precarious set of oranges. You have to admit, you have to be impressed by this doggo's patience and finesse. Not many excitable pets can maintain the stability it takes to become a table, and this corgi has mastered it in ways that your dog probably can't. Jurassic Park is certainly making a comeback in the cinemas lately, but there's a lot of crucial scenes that didn't make the cut. If you've been so lucky to get your hands on some deleted gems, then you might have seen this one. These two doggos have clearly conquered the dinosaur species better than the humans have ever attempted. Quite frankly, we're disappointed that this didn't make it into the movie, because it probably would have made that much more money in the box office. This corgi has seen things, and trust him, once you've seen what he has, you'll want to get out of the woods too. He won't exactly say what it is, but the look of sheer terror of his face, if that's not enough to convince you to pack up and get out of there, well then you're probably not gonna last. The woods is a terrifying place according to this corgi. The water's cold and something obviously sinister is lurking within the shadows. Please just save this corgi's soul and get him out of there now. Wouldn't you love to be the lucky sucker who receives an adorable corgi in the mail? We know we would. This little guy has a lot of love to deliver, and we're sure he does this with a wink and a smile. Corgi mail is arguably the best type of mail, and we're willing to fight anyone who might say otherwise. Forget the birthday cards, the monthly box subscriptions, and even the flowers just because. Just go ahead and send your loved ones a corgi.